What is up, YouTube? Today we're going to be doing the NFL playoff predictors. It's pretty much just a season predictions for every team. I'm going to do each each division. And I'm going to start with the North here. I'm going to predict every game for each team in each division. So stay tuned. Comment which team or which division you want me to do next. Whichever division has the most likes, I'll do. Make sure to subscribe. I'm going to be starting a podcast soon, and you don't want to miss this series, so let's get started. Alright, let's go with the Lions first. I think this division is going to be a lot more interesting than people think. I think that the Packers reign as the number one team in that division from Aaron Rodgers' first game till now is done. I think the Vikings have came in and it's their time now. So I'm just gonna start off here. I'm gonna go with Eagles over the Lions, Commanders over the Lions, Vikings over the Lions. So they started off 0-3. It's already looking like a repeat of last year. And then they lose to the Seahawks. They lose to the Patriots. They lose to the Cowboys. They lose to the Dolphins. I'm just going to make this quick, guys. They lose to the Packers. They beat the Bears. They beat the Bears because I think the Bears are a very, very bad team, too. I think the Bears could really be worse than the Lions. The Lions beat the Giants. Lose to the Bills. There's no way they beat the Bills. Lose. Ooh, this is tough. Maybe they beat the Jaguars here. I think the Jaguars overpaid for a lot of guys. They have not really any weapons, and their backside on defense is very weak. Then they lose to the Vikings. I think that's a given. Lose to the Jets. I think the Jets are a better team than people give them credit for. They're not going to make the playoffs because of how good their conference is and their division. But I wouldn't be surprised if they jump up to third in their division and the Patriots fall down. Lions, Panthers. Panthers are very bad, but they got Akeem Kongwu. He's going to be great for 10 plus years. But with that said, they lost Gilmore. I'm going to go Lions. Bears, Lions, I think they split that, and then Packers. Alright, guys, so 4-13 for Lions. Very bad. Very, very bad. Second pick, I don't think that's bad enough for the first pick. But, hey, you're improving. If that gets you any happier. Let's see who you beat here. You beat the Bears and the Giants, and then you beat the Jaguars. So, you beat the Panthers too. I mean, not teams to be proud of beating, but I think they are going to be competitive. They're just not going to win a lot of games. Let's go with the second, or maybe even the worst team in this division, the Bears. They failed to get options for Justin Fields to throw to, and their offensive line is god awful, worst in the league. They lost Khalil Mack. They got Brisker, and who's the other guy they got? Kyler Gordon in the draft. And I think that's somewhat of a bright spot for them. You're improving your secondary. Your secondary is not your issue, though. Your secondary is going to be good this year, but it's not your issue. So with that said, I mean, they still got Roquan Smith. I'll say that. Roquan is going to be a great linebacker. He reminds me a lot of Navarro Bowman. Alright, let's get started. Enough talking. Niners, Packers. Alright, now they finally get to a game where they can win. Texans, they're pretty bad too. They really reached for Kenyon Green too. I don't think they needed to really, that's just at pick 13. You could have traded back and got him. I'm going to go with the Bears here. I think Justin Fields gets some games in. Giants are a lot better than people think. They got a very bright future. That draft saved them. Vikings. And their new GM is right now looking very sharp. Alright, next game. Commanders. I think the Commanders also are a better team than people give them credit for. And they are definitely a better team than the Bears. Patriots, same thing. Patriots aren't going to be that good this year, but they're better than the Bears, and that's for sure. Cowboys, obviously. Dolphins, obviously. Pick the Lions. Falcons, another team that I think can be worse than the Bears. But I think they rattle off a few wins, so there you go. This is kind of another team that they could easily be better than, but I'm taking the Jets again. Packers, Eagles, Bills. Yikes. They ended off 2-15. Now that should be good enough for the first pick, and with that first pick, they will probably go Will Anderson. I mean, that's not a bad way to fill Khalil Mack's role, because Will Anderson is going to be a generational pass rusher. Like, could be a best ever guy, because his ceiling is insane. But let's just move on from them. I mean, they're going to be terrible. I don't know why the GM is not fired yet. Let's go to the Vikings. Right now they're 4-0. I mean, we only picked against the Lions and the Bears, so they should be 4-0. I'm going to start it off. I'm going to go Vikings here because I think they split this, and I'm going to go Eagles here because you're playing at the Link in a home opener against the Eagles. How do you expect to win that? And if the Eagles add a second corner, watch out. Oh my god, that team could be scary. Week 4, Vikings. I'll take them. Saints, people are hyping up the Saints right now. Jarvis Landry just signed. Matthew signed I'm not going to say a week ago. And Matthew's older. He's a midget. Sorry, Tyrann Mathieu fans. He's not a top 7 safety in this league, like people put him out to be. He's got a lot of flaws, and he is not CJ Williams. And he's not going to fill that role. Sorry. But he's just not. Because that was a young safety you let go, and you got an old one. And that young safety had a good ceiling and a low floor. But I think the Chris Olave pick, again, I think his counterpart, Garrett Wilson, is going to be better. That's just my opinion. I don't see Garrett Wilson as a long-term great NFL wide receiver. I think he can be good for maybe a few years, and it's definitely not going to be this year. Maybe 3 years down the road, he's like a Vincent Jackson for a few years, and then he just drops off again. Week 6 against the Dolphins. This is going to be a very exciting game. Wow. I like the Dolphins this year, but not that much. I'm going to go Vikings here. I think Zadarius Smith and Daniel Hunter are going to be, oh man, that's scary. And who did they add in the draft? Lewis Cine and, hold on, Vikings draft picks. Lewis Cine was a great pickup, by the way, because now you put Harrison Smith and Cine next to each other. Okay, I don't need to see this. Who do they select, bro? Oh my god, bro. Okay, who did they pick? Hopefully this... Guys, okay, wait, hold on, I think we need to figure this out. No, we can't. Oh my god, bro. What in the world? Okay. Nope. Not gonna be it. Who did Minnesota take? Here we go. Should be it. Alright. Usan. Andrew Booth. Wow. Wow. I mean, they didn't. I mean, they got Ed Ingram. Pretty good draft. Very. I mean, Andrew Booth, getting Lewis Sign and Andrew Booth to a bad secondary. Then Brian Asamoah and Ed Ingram, two positions of need. That is a very, very good draft. Andrew Booth could potentially be locked down at the next level. Week 8, DeAndre Hopkins comeback game. I can't help to pick the Cardinals here. Can't help but to pick the Cardinals here. 9, I think that's a pretty easy pick. Commanders aren't great. Bills, I don't know if the Bills have, their team is just stacked. Cowboys, Vikings. I'm pretty sure this is a primetime game in Minnesota. I gotta take Minnesota. Cowboys have slowly diminished into one of the. They're not the same team they were, I should say. Jets, Vikings, and Patriots, Vikings. 2 W's. Jets and Patriots are just 3 and 4 on their division. They're not better than the Dolphins or the Bills. Colts and Vikings. Colts are going to win their division easily. I don't know why people think the Titans are going to be good, because they're not going to be. They got no wide receivers. They got Robert Woods coming off an ACL and Treylon Burks, who looked like he never ran in a football game before in training camp. And their offensive line is okay. It's not great. They don't got a tight end. Derrick Henry coming off a very serious foot injury. I think it was a Lisfranc injury. You don't just come back from those right away. I mean, he did come back for the playoffs, but he didn't look like himself. And you can't just keep relying on that. So, I'm going to go with the Colts here, but I think they're going to win their division. Giants, Vikings, pretty easy game. And I said they were going to split, I believe. Yeah. Okay. Well, that rounds it out. 12 and 5. That should be good enough for a 2 or a 3 seed. Maybe even a 1 seed. Who knows? I think this is a very respectable record for the Vikings. For sure. With that said, let's move on. Packers. 5-1 right now. Very nice. Look at that. I mean, it's against the Bears, Lions, and the Vikings, but alright, here's where it gets tough. Packers, Bucks. Don't got the same options you usually had. Devontae Adams gone. See, that's my problem with this team. You lost Valdez-Scantling, Devontae Adams. Your O-line is okay. I mean, you got a good guard, you got a good tackle. You lost Darius Smith. Pretty sure you lost Preston Smith. I don't remember quite. And I mean, you got Christian Watson back in the draft, which is cool. And actually, who did they pick? Who did the Packers? I know they went defense, both. Oh, Quay Walker and Devontae Wyatt. Did you guys know that Devontae Wyatt is 24 years old? That makes me scratch my head a little bit why they would pick him in the first round. But he's going to be a good player, and he has off-field issues. So, a lot of variables there. Quay Walker is going to be a very good linebacker, but why pick him this late first or somewhat mid-first round? He would have gone in the second. Like, you could have traded up to get him in the second. I think you should have took a wide receiver there, or maybe a corner. I mean, you got Rasul Douglas and Jari, might as well, or even an edge. So I'm going to go Bucks there. I'm going to go Packers. Again, Patriots not a great team anymore in a pretty good division. Giants building for the future for sure, but not a good team this year. Jets, same position as the Giants, slowly building a great team for sure. Commanders, Giants, or Commanders, Giants. Commanders, Packers, Packers. Bills, Packers, Bills. Easy game. And then Bills, I don't know really if the Bills lose this year. I think they're going to lose 1 or 2 games, but they're not going to lose much. Cowboys, Packers. See, that's always a game that really trips up the Packers. Cowboys usually get the short end of the stick in this game, but not this time. Titans, Packers. I gotta go not Titans, Packers. Packers, Eagles at Philly. Gotta go Philly. I mean, hey, it's in the link. On a Sunday night game, I believe. I am almost positive it's a Sunday night game. And it's going to be cold, so you're not going to be throwing the ball much. I mean, the Eagles up front, on both sides of the ball, you're not going to run on them. I'll tell you that much. You got an unmovable object at D tackle. And you got a good linebacking core and just a good front seven. So you're going to, on a cold night, you're going to have to rely on the deep ball, and that's probably not going to work. Rams, Packers, Rams. I think that's pretty easy for me. Rams may go back-to-back. I doubt it, but it's a possibility they're going to win their division this year. Packers, Dolphins. Tough game. Tougher game than people think. I don't know. I mean, if it was in Lambeau, I would have said the Packers easily. With that said, though, I'm going to go with the Dolphins here. You got Tyreek Hill in Miami. That's going to be a passing game. And again, you're not going to have the weapons to keep up. Packers end at 10-7. I believe that's good enough for 6th or 7th seed. You're probably going to be competing with the Niners, the Cowboys or the Eagles, maybe the Cardinals. Yeah. Gonna be a rougher one this year, Packers fans. I'm sorry, but here are our predictions for the NFC North. Comment which team I should do next, and subscribe. See y'all later.